This is the painter's tool or painter's multi-tool. If you've never seen one of these before, it's commonly referred to as a 5-in-1 or 8-in-1, or this is a 14-in-1. I've seen a 17-in-1. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a 20-in-1 out there. A lot of people refer to this as the everything tool. But don't think this tool is only for the painter's toolbox. Surprisingly, this multi-purpose tool is super useful for many other areas in life. So how about we look at all the parts you'll find in just about every one of these tools. I'll tell you what the original design was for, and then I'll show you how much more these are actually handy in your everyday life. For number one, let's look at this front beveled edge. This right here is a great scraper. It's great at removing old loose paint, old wallpaper, and maybe if you have any glue squeeze out at those joints, it's good at removing those as well. But this sharp edge can help clean mower decks, especially all that dirt and debris, grass buildup that builds up under those. It can help remove that. This is great at scraping off old burnt grease on grill grates, or maybe you have some charred debris around your fire pits. That's great as well. And it can help remove old gaskets off of many surfaces, especially if you're like in the automotive field. This right here is great at getting some of those gaskets off of those engine pieces. This front edge can also be used as a lightweight chisel. I got some wood clamped down here, and we're going to see how easy it is to split it. And there you go. Easily split the wood in half. So you can see this can be used as a chisel, or just trying to clear out some wood or debris on your wood, remove an edge or anything like that. And one of my favorite uses for this edge actually involves tape. If you take some tape and you try and put it out and then rip it off, it's usually a pretty ugly tear. But take that same tape, put it out, take the edge of your tool, put it almost straight up and down, and tear your tape in an upward fashion. Nice, crisp edge almost every time. And with those examples, I'm sure you can think of many more for that scraping edge. For number two, we're actually going to take this tool and flip it upside down. You'll notice that this edge is nice and flat. It does not have a bevel on it. It's flat all the way across. This is designed to mimic a putty knife. This right here makes it a great spreader. Now, of course, a putty knife has thinner metal and it flexes a little bit more than this metal does, but being that it's nice and flat, it's great to fill in little holes or little cracks. You're trying to put a little putty or spackle in to get it nice and filled in real easily. Now, on the other hand, this wide flat surface is great whenever we need to remove nails out of drywall or a nice soft surface like this soft cedar wood here. We want to place that wide flat surface right there on the material, and whether you're using a hammer or a pry bar, we want to then place it right on top of our tool and pull it out. This will allow you to get the nail out real easily without scratching or denting your surface. The flat area can also be used as a lightweight pry bar when you need to separate two materials. For example, let's say this is either shoe molding or a baseboard, and you need to get in between the two. You can use that flat surface to gently wiggle it in between them, and then use it as a pry bar to separate the two. Now, if you're woodworking and you're trying to put two materials together, sometimes you need a little bit of a working space in here so things can slide. Maybe you're putting together a cabinet or a door or just something that needs a little bit of gap. That's where the spacing of this blade comes in handy. Slide it right in place, secure everything however you need it, and then when you gently pull it out, you have that nice uniform space right where you needed it. Let's move on to tool number three, which is this pointed little edge. This tip is great to go into corners or cracks when you're trying to get out loose material or old caulking, so then you can go in and reseal it. It's good for soft surfaces like drywall or wood, and should be able to work in there easily without damaging your materials. But this can also work on hard surfaces. Let's say you have a crack in your floor. You can take that tip and go in there and gouge out any dirt or maybe weeds that are sitting in it. That way you can go and add some crack filler and make it look really nice. This tip is also great whenever you have a hinge or maybe some light sockets that happen to be covered with paint. You can use that tip to go in and dig out those screw holes so you can easily remove them if you need to. Now, for those of you who like to go off-roading or four-wheeling, this right here is a great tool for you. My neighbor loves to take out his Jeep, but then when he's done, he has a nice paint job and he doesn't want to damage up the paint with rocks flying. So this is a great tool to have. You can go in and remove some of those large rocks from your tires that have gotten embedded. and you're safe driving down the road. Jumping to number 4, let's look at the opposite side of the point. You'll see a little flat edge here. This was designed to help open paint cans. Let me show you. Just take that edge and stick it in place and start prying. And before you know it, that lid is going to be open for you. Just like that. That did it so fast, it's almost easier to use than that specially designed tool to open these. I think I'm going to use this from now on. Now, if you happen to store stuff in buckets, or maybe you're trying to open it for the first time, these lids can be really tight. That is, unless you have this tool. Go in here, reach right under that lip, lift up a little bit, use your fingers to keep tension up, and then work your way around. And before you know it, instead of hurting your fingers trying to lift this off the old way, you can get in here really easily and get that off. Another great way to use that flat edge is actually opening boxes. Because it's blunt out here, it's less likely to damage the contents inside, but you should be able to get in here really easy and get that box open. And one last thing, I've actually seen somebody use that flat edge as a screwdriver before, so it has a bunch of uses. Looking at number 5, you'll notice in both of these tools there is a large curve cutout. This shape is designed to help you remove excess paint from your paint rollers. Whether you're just trying to clean your paint roller or maybe just trying to conserve paint and get it back into the container, this will allow you to easily get it off those rollers. And you'll be surprised how much these rollers will actually hold. Plus, with the price of paint, you don't want to waste it. But of course, that's not all. If you happen to have an old dowel or maybe a curtain rod and you have varnish or paint or something you want to remove, that shape can help you get in there and slowly start removing that a little bit easier. Or if you're doing a bunch of yard work and you get mud all over your tools, this tool can go in there and knock that mud off really easily. And finally, number 6, that brings us to the bottom of the handle, which is designed to be a lightweight hammer. Now, in most cases, these are designed to have metal that goes all the way through the handle here, so you have plenty of strength and stability when you're trying to use it as a hammer. But again, it's only for a lightweight use. Let me show you. The bottom edge is great if you need to start a nail real quickly, or let's say there is a little nail sticking out of some drywall, you can tap it back in really easily. But this is not meant to fully replace a hammer. If you're trying to drive in a full nail, trying to hit it like this is, well, 1, a little difficult, 2, a little risky, because if you miss, you're going to probably hit your finger and slice it open. So don't give up on your hammer, but definitely use this if you're in a pinch and you need something lightweight. But where this tool really shines is whenever you're trying to reseal that paint can that you just opened and used, that little hammer is really easy to use to get that lid back on, and you don't need another tool to do it. Also, having that metal edge on the end there allows you to be able to hit it pretty hard whenever you're using this as a chisel. So don't worry about denting up or messing up that end with that edge. Oh, but wait, I can't forget use number 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold on. Yeah, there are a bunch of uses. In fact, each of these vary just a little bit, so let me show you a couple of the extras some of these have, just so you can have an idea. Many of these tools can vary greatly amongst their designs, but some of them have some extras. For example, both of these have what appear to be nail pullers. They are a little bit limited on what you can pull out, but they are there. Both of these have bottle openers. I've never tried those before, but I've been told they work. This particular one has the ability to remove some bolts or nuts. This one also has little bits that you can put in the end and act like a screwdriver. In any case, a lot of these extras on here are not as useful as just your standard tools that I showed you before. Oh, one more thing. You'll notice on this side, this has kind of a contour cutout. They'll be able to reach into certain areas maybe a little bit easier, and that can be helpful on some of your tools. You'll find some of those have that as well. Now, there is one upgrade that I'd highly suggest for almost every single one of these tools. If you look up near the hammer edge, you'll see that there's a hole going through. I would highly suggest putting a lanyard on these, so if you're up on a ladder and you're using it and you drop it, well, it's not hanging from your wrist, not bouncing across the floor. And the best part about this tool, depending on the model you buy and where you buy it, these usually cost anywhere from $5 to $15. So you don't have to worry about it breaking the bank. Now, if you're interested in buying one of these tools, I will put a link to a couple of these in the description that I would recommend. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this tips video, I have a playlist of a bunch of other tools and a bunch of tips for each of those. I'll put that in the description as well. Make sure you check it out. Otherwise, get out in your shop and have fun building.